What is up, everybody? We are back here for the NFL 2023 playoff predictions. I'm going to be going through the entire bracket from the wild card through the Super Bowl to get to my eventual Super Bowl champion. We start out with 14 teams here with an electric playoff field. The first matchup that I will be predicting will be the Jacksonville Jaguars, AFC South champions, hosting the 5 seed Chargers. I think this will be a very close game. I expect the Jaguars to play a lot better than they did against the Titans, but they did end up victorious in that one. The Chargers didn't rest their players against the Broncos, still lost last week. I think Herbert and Lawrence will be sharp in this one, but I do favor the LA Chargers because they are healthy coming into this matchup. Give me the Chargers narrowly to win this game. I think it's going to come down to a last-second field goal in Jacksonville, but I just think that the Chargers have the superior roster and talent. I do not trust Brandon Staley. I feel like he might have one horrible call that might do the Chargers in, but just generally, I respect this Chargers team a lot more and have them advancing to the divisional round. Next, we get to the Bengals hosting the Ravens. Now, I'm not sure if Lamar Jackson is going to be playing in this one. If he's out, the Ravens have zero shot. I just think that Huntley and Brown are not good enough to supplant this Bengals team. But if Jackson does play, I don't even know how efficient he's going to be. He's been out for at least a month now. So give me the Bengals to win this game. They've been playing great. I think they're on an 8-game win streak and obviously had that game canceled against the Bills. I think that they're one of the most hot teams in the NFL right now, and I think they win this one, a divisional battle, and advance to the divisional round. Next, we get to another divisional clash where we have the Bills hosting the Miami Dolphins. I really want to take Miami here because I feel that Buffalo is vulnerable, but I just feel like playing for Damar Hamlin, I think that the Bills are the team of destiny, and I think that it would be premature to take them to lose to the Miami Dolphins. So give me the Bills to barely beat the Miami Dolphins, but I think that the Dolphins will play a great game, and I think that will be very entertaining there. Next game, we get to the Chargers and the Chiefs, and this game will be very scary for a lot of Kansas City fans. The Chiefs beat the Chargers close twice this season, and it is very hard to beat a team 3 times, especially when both games were close during the season. That being said, though, it is in Kansas City, and it would just be such a big upset if the Chiefs lost in the divisional round to this Chargers team with Mahomes. So I'm going to take the Chiefs narrowly to advance to the conference championship game, but if that game happened and I had to predict it, I might end up taking the Chargers and the value in that one, but give me the Chiefs for now to advance to the conference championship. Then we've got a rematch of what was supposed to happen week 17, the Bengals this time traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. And in this one, give me the Bengals to pull off the upset to defeat the Buffalo Bills. In this game, I predicted them to win in week 17. Obviously, we don't know what would have happened in that one, but I just feel like this Bengals team has been so crisp over these past few weeks. I just feel like Burrow is playing the better football. I just feel like he's a better quarterback at this moment than Josh Allen. I think that the Buffalo Bills have the more talented roster and that they will be favored in this game, but something about the Cincinnati team in the playoffs makes me really like Joe Burrow in the clutch, and I think that they pull off the upset in a very close game in Buffalo. And that brings us to a rematch of the AFC Championship from last year. The Chiefs facing the Bengals, and in this one, give me the Chiefs to get revenge on the Bengals. They've lost 3 straight to the Bengals and Joe Burrow, but I think they finally get their revenge. And I don't think this one is particularly close here. I do not think that the Chiefs will want to mess around with this Bengals team. And ultimately, I just think that the Chiefs have a lot more talent than this Bengals team. So I see this one being relatively decisive. I think it could be closer if the Bills play the Chiefs, but give me the Chiefs to advance to the Super Bowl in that one. Now we get to the NFC side of the bracket where we have a very intriguing 4-5 matchup. Once again, we've got the 4 seed Buccaneers, who were inconsistent all year, finished 8-9 below 500. And then you've got the Dallas Cowboys, team that was riding high all year, but has had some inexplicable losses in this season, culminating in a Week 18 dismal showing in Washington against the Commanders, where they lost that game by 17 points. In this game, I'm going to be taking the Cowboys to win. I know that is very controversial because I like picking upsets, but in this game, I just think that the Cowboys will bounce back. They already got shocked last year by the 49ers at home in the wildcard round. Such a disappointing season if they lost this one. Even though I think the Bucs have the quarterback advantage with Tom Brady, give me Prescott and the Cowboys to win this game. It would be so bad if they end up losing in the wildcard round after this great season. Next, we got the Vikings and Giants, and these are 2 relatively weak playoff teams, but they end up matching up here in the wildcard round in the 3-6 game, and they faced off a few weeks ago. Vikings ended up winning it on a walk-off 61-yarder. I've got a similar result here. Give me the Vikings to beat the Giants at home in this one. I just do not think that this Giants team has enough talent. Daniel Jones in his first playoff game, I don't know how good he's going to be. With that being said, you also have Kirk Cousins on the other side. I know he did win that playoff game in the Superdome a few years back to upset the Saints, but in primetime spots, even in this season, he has not been great, and the Vikings have laid some eggs, but I just do not think that the Giants can capitalize on those mistakes. I think that the Giants are going to have a great game with Saquon Barkley on the ground, and there's too little margin for error for them. I think that the Vikings' high-flying offense will show up and beat the Giants in that one. Next, we got the San Francisco 49ers in a divisional battle against the Seahawks, who end up making the playoffs. San Francisco swept Seattle for the first time in over a decade, I believe, this season. In this one, I've got them beating the Seahawks for the third straight time. Give me the Niners to win this one over Seattle. I just do not think that Geno Smith will do much against this vaunted San Francisco Niners defense. And it does scare me a little bit that this is Purdy's first playoff game. He's only made 5 regular season starts, but he's made the most out of them. He hasn't looked too shaky over parts of the season, so give me the Niners to win this one at home against their divisional rival. Next, we get to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. This is the trilogy. Obviously, it was 1-1 when these teams met in the regular season, but in both regular season meetings, one team was without their starting quarterback. It will be Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott in this one, and I will be taking the Eagles to beat the Cowboys at home. Jalen Hurts was a bit shaky in that Week 18 performance against the Giants. I think they have to tune that up a lot. The Eagles have been playing with bad form over the last couple of weeks, but I do think that they beat a fraudulent Cowboys team in this matchup in the divisional round. I just think that coming off of the bye, being more healthy, I think that they will win this one at home with that crowd energy. Next, we get to the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings, and I think that this one will be all 49ers. We saw this one a couple of years back when Kirk Cousins played against this Niners defense in the divisional round 2019, and it was a splattering. The Vikings could not move the ball at all. I think the Niners had like 7 or 8 sacks in that one. I think it's a similar game to that one. Give me the Niners big over Minnesota to advance to the conference championship round. I just do not think that this Minnesota offense will be able to play. Next, we get to the conference championship where we have the Niners traveling to Philadelphia, and this one will be very close, but I have the Niners winning it in this one. I think that Purdy and this Niners offense will be able to neutralize that Philadelphia pass rush with their great running game and play action schemes, and I think that they will dominate time of possession. The Eagles could just as easily do that, but I do like the Niners defense more than the Philadelphia defense, so I think that the Niners defense will be able to stifle Jalen Hurts in that running game, and they will be able to pick up the victory in an upset in Philadelphia. And now that brings us to the Super Bowl, a rematch of Super Bowl 54. And in this one, I'm going the other way. Give me Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers to win against the Chiefs and win the Super Bowl for the first time in a few decades. And that one, I do think it will be a spectacular matchup. And the Chiefs did beat the Niners by 3 touchdowns earlier this season. I believe it was in Week 7. But I think that the Niners will get their revenge in this one. I think they will play much better against Mahomes, and they will lift the Lombardi Trophy. So with all that being said, let me know what your guys' playoff predictions are in the comments down below. I want to know, do you disagree with any of my picks? Who do you have winning the Super Bowl this season? Let me know in the comments. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.